that one. Has a red to the left middle, but he wants it to be straighter on this red. First poor positional shot.
But
he's recovered the situation. Things are never easy, are they? These 5 reds out in the open, they're all covering one another. There's only one red available. Now is he on it? He was unfortunate there, because normally when you see 6 reds out there like that, it's normally easy. But he had to be perfect with his position. This red only just goes. I'm pretty sure he played for the one to the right of it. This is very close. Been off the angle, but it doesn't matter. And now he's opened the reds up. With that red clear, reds will go to both pockets.
Well, when he was making his final preparations on the practice table before walking out into the arena this evening, this is the start that young Bingtao would have dreamed about, on the cusp of increasing his lead to 3 frames for the first time in the final.
.64.
So red and a colour needed.
.65.
To put him 70 in front with 67 left.
Yes, and this Belfast crowd knew that was frame ball.
70.
Mark Williams made one mistake. It looks like being a fatal one in this first frame of the final session. Already Yan Bingtao's highest break of the final.
71.
What composure he's showing.
79. .86. .87.
Made a terrific century to close out his semi-final victory over Liu Haosha, his compatriot.
95.
Well, make sure of the century.
And stand by for a Belfast roar.
Played for the double.
102.
His highest break is a 136 in tournament play. If that goes in, he's a chance of beating it. Beautiful. Held the cue ball for the yellow as well.
110.
So he can beat his highest ever break here.
$112. $115. $119. $124. $130.
Absolutely spot on. Brilliant.
Well, it could be an evening of firsts for Yang Bingtao. That's the highest break of his fledgling professional career. Is he about to become the first man at his age to win a ranking title?
Blaming. He's only had a couple of shots.
I'm sure that run to the semi-finals of the International Championship and the manner of it from Yang Bingtao, victories, of course, over Ronnie O'Sullivan, an emphatic one, 6-1, and then John Higgins would have given him enormous belief that he could produce against the very best on the biggest stages. Well, he's playing one of the very best, and he's producing.
The question is, can he keep producing? And Mark Williams a little fortunate there. He's left the cue ball hampered over the brown. So this red to the right corner. So probably just a safety shot.
Just make sure the mobile phones are switched off, please.
Well, a very attacking safety shot, trying to split the reds and send the cue ball back into the balk area. Didn't quite get the cue ball where he wanted, but No reds went over the pockets. Well, that's not the best kiss for Mark Williams. He's left a red to the left middle. Well, there's murmurs in the crowd, but it wasn't easy. It was a chance. Didn't fancy the red, with the black to follow. Knew he would have been leaving the red just above the black had he missed it. Trying to keep things tight.
The big advantage Mark Williams has, of course, is his vast experience of the big occasion. He won't be panicking yet, that's for sure, but he might be a little flustered by just how well the 17-year-old is playing so far.
One.
Yeah, good shot. That kiss on the brown with the red left that chance for Mark Williams. Duly knocked it in. That wasn't easy. Knew he was going to be on the green if it dropped. And this is a good chance. The two reds by the black would be a couple of good balls to play for. And he's nicely on them. 4. Just about the right side of the blue. Now, can he play for that red just above the black? Couldn't get to it. But not ideally on this red.
$11.
Now, maybe he can get to that red just above the black this time round. And the reason I say that is because that would then free the black into both pockets. He could play for another red before that, which is this one.
16. $17. 23. 24.
Now, may just give this red a little nudge to leave himself on it. Not quite straight enough on this red, so I may have to go for the blue.
31. 32.
And a beautiful little cannon to hold for this red at the back of the pack.
40.
The hope must be this evening that these two bring out the very best in one another, and the signs are very encouraging in that regard. Now Bingtao's turn to warm his chair and watch Williams in action.
Yes, he had a chance at that red into the left middle. Got to put it out of his mind. The last of the easy reds.
54.
Maybe a red available to the right middle pocket.
55.
Chose to go into them, and it hasn't worked out. Could have just
62.
dropped the black in for the red into the middle. Chose to bust them. And that's not the best safety shot.
Williams.
That red should have been closer to the cushion.
62 the lead, but still 75 available to Yan Bingtao. Williams would only have needed a black with one more red.
Yes, that's why I'm surprised he didn't play for the red into the middle. Took the risk on going into the reds, and he didn't finish on anything. And then didn't push the red to the cushion. And it could be very painful for Mark Williams.
Well, he's been knocking in reds like that all day long, and indeed for much of the season.
Oh, fantastic shot, really is.
What an asset to have. And what a steal this could be.
5.
Yes, those two reds over the left side of the table need some attention. But chance to get back into the game.
6.
In fact, he could play to split those two reds this time round. That wasn't clean. Decided not to split them. In fact, one of the reds may go to that right middle pocket. Can play for the red to the right middle, or put a bit of side on the cue ball, put it to the left corner, played for the middle, and a little too hard. Now he's got to leave an angle on the black
21
to be able to nudge those two reds or drop him behind them, and he's not ideal on this red. He's got the red. Has he got the cannon? Wow. That was
22.
Such a difficult shot that he was playing there. The red to the middle and the cannon to the two reds. What a confident shot that was. And he's got the angle on the black to be able to try and disturb them.
Well, he's slightly on the stretch, which isn't ideal. If this shot were to go right, he might become the favourite for the frame.
Very, very close. Very close.
29.
Well, it's not often a player gets a round of applause for a shot that doesn't quite work out, but he was that close to releasing those reds to give himself the chance to clear the table.
And now he's got to be careful. If he plays the cue ball back to the balk area, it could leave a pot on. Well, answers on a postcard.
Yeah, Bingtao, 29.
No idea what he played. It's going to cost him one.
Relief for Williams. Bingtao so close to releasing the last two reds, but then making a hash of whatever it was he was trying to achieve. And Williams gratefully takes advantage to level on the evening and get back to within 2 frames.
Barring snookers, 1 snooker to tie. Not over yet.
McWilliams, 6.
39 the difference, 35 there.
Well, red in behind the balk colours. White behind the blue. This doesn't look far away. He plays every shot that I would have played so far. Big swerve this.
But would you have played them at 17, Joe?
Absolutely not. Now, can you see enough of the red to leave the cue ball in behind the green? Send the red down to the black. And that's exactly what he's done again. And that's a good snooker. That's an excellent snooker. Difficult to hit.
Playing like a veteran. Keeping the pressure firmly on his decorated opponent. Williams misses this red. Bingtao can tie with the black and all the colours.
Ronnie O'Sullivan said that he plays the game like John Higgins. Well, he's played every shot that I've suggested so far without fail. And no matter how many times I commentate, if I do that with Ronnie O'Sullivan, John Higgins, Ken Doherty, Steve Davis, then they all play that type of shot, the same type of shot. And at 17, for him to be playing those type of shots is absolutely incredible. Yeah.
Foul.
It was a tough snooker, that. A very tough snooker. So he can tie the frame. Williams played that cue ball into a place where he couldn't get to the black if he missed hitting the red. So clever shot from Williams, just in case he missed it.
And this has become a huge frame in this final, hasn't it? The difference between 7-3 and 6-4. A 4-frame cushion if Yang can steal it. That's very, very significant.
Well, still a long way to go because the safety here isn't easy. And that makes absolutely sure of the safety shot.
He's got a great snooker brain, hasn't he, Yan Bingtao?
This could be good. This could be good. Great shot from Mark Williams. And that was a brave shot he played there, because he was sending the red towards that baulk corner. Had he missed the snooker, could have left the red on.
Foul. Mark Williams full.
Now he needs a snooker again. But fortunately, he hit the yellow, otherwise it could have been a free ball. Another excellent safety from Mark Williams. So, chance now to seal this second frame. Pull one back. Desperately needed. He's got a lot of support here tonight, Mark Williams. So is Yang Bingtao. Very fair crowd.
And they're being royally entertained, aren't they? That blistering opening salvo from Yan. A 137 clearance, his highest ever break. But Mark Williams, with bags of experience and an ice-cool temperament, keeping the pressure on, staying in touch. Green is academic. It was the initial break of 62 that set the frame up for Williams. There was half a chance for Yan Bingtao to steal, but he couldn't quite manage it. And Williams draws closer once again. 2 frames between them. Yan Bingtao now leading by 6 frames to 4.
Well, couldn't leave anything, but he has left a red to the baulk corner. Simply because he missed it thin. have to go, don't they? That could have been frame over, the way they're both playing. And because he got so close, it stayed over the pocket.
Some of the crowd thought it was in.
Well, I was among them.
1.
Got the cue ball out of the baulk area, which wasn't easy to do. Could have made contact. Choice of yellow or blue, or even green. Looking at the green, that gets him to the next red. So I'm not afraid of using the rest. Left an angle on the black this time to be able to go into the reds. And needs to hit that red directly above the black so it knocks the red into the reds. Oh, we tried to play a delicate cannon, and there was nothing wrong with that. But that's the first easy ball he's missed. And he'll be thinking about that if he finished.
1.
Played a delicate little cannon and probably thought more about the cannon than the pot. And that's worked out nicely. Very attacking shot from Mark Williams.
8.
Split lovely.
Well, if Jan Bingtao is to make history this evening in becoming the youngest ever winner of a ranking event, he's going to have to earn it because Williams will keep coming at him. He knows how to do it. He's done it 18 times before. Only the very best who've ever lived are ahead of him in the all-time list of ranking champions.
16. $17.
Gave himself choice of 2 reds. Played for that red on the pink spot.
22.
So that if he does have to take the pink, it will go back onto its spot and be potable.
23.
Good thinking there from Mark Williams.
$29. 30. 37. 38.
No need to play the cannon to the pink. Doesn't want to risk things going wrong.
45. 46. 52. 53.
Played it with right-hand side on the cue ball to be able to create the angle to finish nicely on the black. Again, very confident that. Underhit that one slightly. So I'll probably have
60.
to go for the blue.
$61.
And that wiped its feet, but it's dropped in. So just the blue needed. Frame ball. It should have made absolutely
66.
sure of another red, and it's not ideal on this red to the middle. In fact, he may even take the red to the corner. It's just one snooker. And that seals it.
67.
Well, Yang Bingtao started off with a great 1-3-7 break, but then missed the red to the middle in the next frame. And in this frame, he's missed the black off the spot. So just maybe showing a few signs of the pressure.
75.
And this break is the result of that missed black. Williams punishing his opponent's error with a frame-winning contribution. Just to rub salt into Yan Bingtao's wound and get back to within one frame. This is the moment he missed it, perhaps thinking more about position.
Yeah, but you don't always pay the price, do you? But on this occasion, Mark Williams is up for this final. You can almost feel it. Even though he was 3 frames behind, and he's still a frame behind, he'll have set out to have targeted a 3-1 lead. He's got half a chance of doing that now.
Closing in on his second century of the final. Well, there's the commentator's curse for you. Misses a routine pink, but he'll settle for a break of 90. Williams has never been that fussed about his century count. The only thing that matters to him is to get back to within one frame of the teenager. Yan Bingtao leading 6-5.
What opens up a new horizon?
Bingtao 62 and 90 from Mark Williams. And the young Chinese has always been ahead in this final, and for most of it he's been at least 2 frames ahead. But now Williams has the opportunity before the interval to draw level.
Where's it going to all finish? Not good for Mark Williams. I think he was just concentrating on getting that cue ball back down the table with all the topspin. Well, he managed that, and without the kiss, it would have gone to the cushion. But you just don't know what's going to happen to the balls when you miss them. That's the problem. So, choice of reds for young Bingtao. I don't think he's on the pink.
And that's because he didn't pot the red as cleanly as he wanted to.
Yeah, played the cannon to the red. But as Philip said, potted the red in the wrong side of the pocket. It could be taking the green on. Another great pot from young Bingtao. And a good kiss on the blue leaves him on the red to the baulk corner.
Proof that his confidence is not wilting.
Or his bravery. Now needs to get to that red just above the black. That really opens things up. Ooh, it came close to missing. The green nearly missed. The red nearly missed. Wrong side of the brown. So it's going to have to be the yellow. And the blue looks to be in the way if he plays for the red just above the black. It's close. Played for the red just above the black. Made sure of missing the blue. They're good shots. And that's put him back in prime position. With the black free to one pocket now.
$14.
And they hit that one by a long way. He did well to get there. And choice of two reds again. The way he played the shot. Needs to keep running.
21.
Just about got there. Now, if he plays this with a lot of topspin, he may be on the red to the right of the black. If he's not there, he's got the other red to the left corner. He hasn't had a look at the red next to the black.
27.
He is doing now, I think. Nope. Oh, he'd hit it again. And that's poor.
28.
Not getting the right side of the pink. Means the difference between winning and losing. And if he finished top side of the pink, he can go into the reds and win the frame from there. But simply because he didn't get the top side of the pink, it's now going to be difficult to continue the break. Well, he's got a 34-point lead. And I wouldn't suggest opening the reds up. He can see the reds, but I'd suggest, as we look at this shot again, I'd suggest coming off the cushion, just landing up into the reds, but that's a long way off.
Foul. And a miss, Yang Bingtao, 34. Mark Williams, 4.
These are not good signs for Yang Bingtao. He's
Please switch that off.
Some strange shots.
There's no need for that. Just switch all mobile phones off. Thank you.
Marcel Eckhart just reminding the crowd to make doubly sure that phones are on silent at least. But with every passing frame, the pressure, of course, increases. There's so much at stake. That's better.
Well, this red may go to the right corner. I don't think he's looked at it. I don't think he's got the angle on the red to take it on. Oh, he's found the plant. I don't think he played that for an instant.
1.
It's going to be a tough snooker if he decides to play the snooker. But he could roll the yellow in with that red over the pocket. No, it's a snooker.
Mark Williams,
It's tough.
1.
Well, didn't hold his hand up, but there's no way that he played that.
Foul. And a miss. Mark Williams, 4.
Well, he's got choice of reds to play Mark Williams, so I'd be surprised if he puts it back.
The first signs in this final that Yang Bingtao is perhaps beginning to feel the heat out there.
Well, to be fair, he played a pretty good safety shot, and Mark Williams got a fluke. Put him tight behind the yellow, which was a very tough snooker. But now, Williams with his own chance. And he's finished straight on the pink.
1.
You can see it. Absolutely straight. Could play the brown. Could bring the cue ball back an inch. And play this red to the right corner.
Seven. Eight.
Nicely played. Round the two angles for the pink. He might decide to screw off the other one. Send the black towards the left corner and try and play out for the pink. And that way it could be on both balls.
So far, Mark Williams 6-3 behind. Yan Bingtao playing fabulous snooker, but no signs at all that he panicked or wilted. And he's come back with some big punches of his own.
Red and a colour needed.
51.
.26 the difference.
Looking at the scoreboard once again, but this is all he needs, and Yan Bingtao will require snookers. No heroics, in goes the black, and this has been some response from Mark Williams to falling 6-3 behind.
Two snookers needed.
Mark Williams, 58.